Hey everybody, in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a simple inline form in ConvertKit and embed it on your website. But before you do this, you need to have created a lead generator, something that people are willing to give you their email address in exchange for. So it has to be something of value. This can be a downloadable PDF, an ebook, a checklist. There's a variety of options, and I'll include a link to another blog post I have that talks about what those options are. In this case, I'm going to be linking to an online quiz. Quizzes are great because people love to learn more about themselves. They're really, really effective. So here I am in ConvertKit, and what you will do when you log into ConvertKit is you're going to grow, and you're going to go to landing pages and forms, and it's going to bring you to this page. I'm going to select Create New, and I'm going to select Form. You can create landing pages too, but today we're going to talk about forms. Landing pages are great. I rarely create them because if I'm going to direct someone to a page where they can subscribe, I'm going to create that page on my website because I want to increase traffic to my website. So instead of using a landing page, I use a page on my website that has the form embedded on it. And that's probably a great idea for another blog post in the future. Okay. And you know what? If you're interested in that, leave me a little comment below. It'll light a fire under me. All right, so I'm going to form. And I'm going to do inline. These are the simplest and easiest forms you can add to your website. So it's a great place to start. So basically what you can do is just kind of scroll through this and find a design that you like. I usually use this one or this one. This one is great. It's simple. And because I'm a website designer, I like to design my website the way I want it to look. And then I can just embed a very simple, give me your name, give me your email address, and subscribe into the section that I've already designed. And I'm going to show you what I mean. I've created this section on my website, and I've designed it to look exactly how I want it to look. And then all I did was embed the simple Claire form onto the website where I want it to appear. Now I'm in edit mode and you can see exactly what I've done. There's an image here, text, and then this is the form that I embedded, and I'll show you how to do that. But I wanted to show you this so you know what I mean. So it's basically you just choose the form that you want. So let's say I start by choosing the Claire form. The only option here is email address and subscribe. What if I started creating this form and I decided, I don't really think I want this form? You would just select Change Template and choose a different form. So now I have the Charlotte form, but interestingly, it still says Claire form up here. I'm just going to rename this form, and I want to name it something that makes sense to me. So I've called this the Story Brand Marketing Report Assessment. It's essentially a quiz. I want to customize this form. I'm going to change the image in here. Select Replace. And I have a bunch of images already uploaded here, but I think I'm going to upload a new one. So I'm going to choose a file from my computer. And I can click here, or I can just drag and drop. Once you drag and drop or upload your image, it's going to bring you right back here and display your image. You can customize these colors to match your brand. So we're going to start with the form background. Put the hex code right here. You can even play around with the color by just clicking and dragging this little, circle until you get a color that you're happy with. You can play around with the border radius, and they're talking about the border around the form. So for example, if you changed it to 0, it would be sharp corners. I know that everything on my website has a border radius of 10. So I'm going to make it 10 so that it will match the rest of my website. We're not going to get into custom CSS because, quite frankly, I have yet to figure out custom CSS for ConvertKit. I want to change the text here. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to edit the text. I have just figured out that one thing I don't like about this particular form, which was the Charlotte form, is that I can't add a subheading here. So if I wanted to say something like, discover the areas of your marketing that need improvement, it's going to be the same font size as this, and I don't like that. So now I am going to actually change this again. And I'm going to go back to General Styles and change the template. And look for one that actually has a subheading. Poplar. I'm going to choose this one. This is better. And as you can see, it did not change the name of my form. And now I'm just going to change this text. I may end up changing this again at some point in the future. Whenever you put a lead generator on your website, don't think that you're going to just create one and it's going to be awesome forever. It's trial and error. I may put this on my website and just not get a lot of response from it. So this is how this form is going to start for me. Now that this image is on the right instead of on the left, and I chose this image because I kind of wanted me like looking at it, I'm going to edit this. One of the options is to flip it. So I'm going to flip horizontal. Okay, so I'm coming back over here. And I'm going to start with marketing assessment, and I know that I want to change the color. So I'm just going to do the same thing here and use one of my brand colors. And here are some other options for font weight. I usually like to have the heading in bold. And then down here, I'm going to change this color. I want to edit all of this and add another field. I like to have people's first names because in ConvertKit, when you are sending out emails, you can insert the subscriber's first name and it really adds a personal touch. So I like that. It's a little bit hard to see, but right down here, there's a plus sign. I'm going to actually show you this. There's a plus sign right here. Okay, so I'm going to select plus. Up here, I can select custom field and I'm going to select first name. But these are not in the right order. So I'm going to just click this one and drag it to the top. And there you go. Now I can actually edit the font color and the background color of this box. I'm very particular, so I do change the color of the font inside the box and even the color of the box to match exactly what I have on my website. I'm going to do the same thing here that I did previously with the border radius of the form, and I'm going to change this to 10 because that is the border radius that I have on my website. You can change the font weight in here too, but I'm just going to leave it normal. Then I'm going to click on the subscribe button to customize this. I have customized these colors to match my brand. I have customized the border radius to match my website. And then I want to change the text on this button, and this is really important. Don't have it say subscribe, okay? Don't have it say submit. Don't have it say send. When you are trying to entice people to sign up for your free thing, you want the button to actually say something to the effect of, get my free thing or load my free thing. Obviously, it wouldn't say free thing. It would be whatever the thing is. In this case, I'm saying take the quiz because that is what I want people to do. And I want this to be in bold. And it does not look like I have the option to change the font size here. If I did, I would actually make it bigger. And some of the other forms might have that functionality, but this one does not. Okay, now I'm coming down to this text where it says, we respect your privacy, unsubscribe anytime. You can change this too. Okay, so I've just changed it and I changed the font color as well. And you can add more lines in here. Okay, now I'm going to come down to where it says built with ConvertKit. I am actually going to uncheck this show built with ConvertKit badge. I can do this because I have a paid subscription. If you do not have a paid subscription, you will not be able to do that. All right, so this is great. I'm going to go up to settings. And you can see these are my options: general, domain name, incentive, and advanced. And we're going to start with general. When a visitor subscribes to the form, show a success message, or you can redirect to an external page. I'm just going to have it show a success message, which is quite honestly, that's what I usually do because I like to have people double opt in. I want them to have to go to their inbox and confirm their subscription. And this is a good idea because if you don't do this, you may end up with a lot of bots subscribing. I have had this happen to me before when I had my blog. So change this text. This is what I'm having it say. Almost done. Head on over to your inbox to confirm and access the quiz. Then with domain name, this is only available if you have a paid subscription. So I'm going to select this, and then I'm going to give it a URL that makes sense. So marketing assessment quiz add, and it appears down here. Then I'm going to incentive, and I want to send an incentive email because this is how they are going to confirm their subscription and get their free thing. If you auto confirm, you're going to end up with a bunch of bots, so don't do that. I'm going to select edit email contents, and this is how the email address is going to be displayed in their inbox. And what do I want the subject to read? Do I want it to say important, confirm your subscription? No, I absolutely do not want to say that. Be really, really clear. Here's the quiz you requested, or here's the PDF you requested, or here's the ebook you requested, okay? Don't try to get cute here. And don't put emojis in your subject lines ever when you're sending out an email because they are more likely to end up in spam. And this incentive email, you want to keep it really short. Don't try to sell them anything here. They've just given you their email address and they just want their free thing, and make it short and make it easy. So I've just said, hey, friend, I hope you find this marketing assessment helpful. I like to send lots of helpful tips. Add me to your contacts to be sure you don't miss out. And I think that that is fine. It does happen that emails, even to people who are on your subscriber list, end up in spam. So it's a good idea if people add you to their contacts, then you won't end up in their spam folder, usually. All right, so we're going to edit this button here now, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to change the colors so that they match the brand. So we're just going to click here, and we're going to paste our brand color there, and we're going to change this one too. Okay. And then you can decide what size you want it to be, small, medium, or large. And I'm going to go with medium. And do I want rounded corners? Yes. I'm going to go with large because that matches my brand better. And you can choose the alignment. I'm going to just keep it left. You can select a full width and it will go all across the email. I just think that looks bad, so I'm going to do auto. I want to add the free thing that they're going to get. After they confirm, after they click on that button, this one right here, what happens? So that depends on what your free thing is. If it is a downloadable PDF, you're going to select right here. You're going to choose a file from your computer. In my case, I'm going to redirect to a URL, and I'm just going to paste the URL right here. I'm going to go into advanced, and then this is where you choose what you want visitors who have already subscribed to see. So if somebody goes to your website, they subscribe to the form. From now on, when they go to your website, what are they going to see? You are either going to hide the form, show custom content, which you would put here. Maybe you would say something like, welcome back. Frankly, I always just continue to show the form. I don't see any harm in it. I have integrated this form into the design of my website, and to not show the form, I think would just be weird. That's just me. You can do whatever suits you. Then you have a couple of other options. You can send subscriber data to a thank you page. And to be honest with you, I've never done this. I will include a link below this video to this page where they talk about setting up a thank you page in ConvertKit. But if I'm going to send anybody to a page of any kind, it's going to be a page on my website. I do this reCAPTCHA opt-in. This also helps prevent bots. So I would recommend checking this on, and then we're going to save this. Okay, so this form is complete. I'm going to save it, and I'm ready to publish it. So I'm going to select Publish, and I'm going to show you how to embed this onto your Squarespace website. And I'm also going to show you how to share the URL. So I'm going to select Share, and there might be times when you don't want to embed this entire form. You might want to just include a link to this form where people can subscribe. So for example, from Instagram, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when I paste it into my browser. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to show you how to embed it on your website. So you'd come up to publish and you'd go to HTML and you would copy this code. You would come over to your website and you would find the page where you want to actually embed this. And I always put these in my blog posts because oftentimes people are finding you online. They weren't necessarily looking for you specifically, but maybe you blogged about something that interests them. So they're brought over to your website and they land on your blog. And you don't want to miss this opportunity to capture them as a lead. They're already interested in what you're talking about. So always put lead generators in your blog posts. Okay, so I know I want to put mine right here. So I'm going to select plus. Blog posts do not have the Fluid Engine functionality yet. Okay, and this is January 2023 right now. Okay, so still no ability to use Fluid Engine in blog posts, but this would be the same in Fluid Engine. Okay, so if this looks weird to you and you're using Fluid Engine, that's why. All right, so you're gonna select code block. And then you're going to highlight all of this. And one thing that I always do is I like to have things centered. So I select shift and then the left caret and I type the word center. And then I select the right caret and you can see where the cursor is blinking, leave it right where it is and paste the code. Okay, and it's going to look like this. It says embedded scripts, but you can see my form is right here. But once you save this and then enlarge it to full screen, you can scroll down, and there it is. Okay? Looks pretty good, huh? Oh, one little problem, though. I have text on my t-shirt, now it's backwards. And I am way too anal to let that go. So I'm going to edit it again, you guys. This is what happens. It's all just trial and error. And I personally like to be as organic as possible. Well, it's not perfect, and knowing me, I'm going to end up changing this image, but this actually gives me a really good opportunity to show you something. I'm going to now refresh this page, and I want to show you what happens. Okay, nothing. As you can see, it does not automatically update. You might notice that the text in the form is matching the text on my website, which I like. I'm very glad about that. I'm going to show you on the form itself that this is what the text looks like on the form, but the code is written in such a way that it will actually grab the font style that is appearing on your actual website. So I'm happy about that. So if I want to update the form to reflect this image, I have to then re-embed this. So I'm going to go up to publish again, and I'm going to copy the code. I'm going back into my code block, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. This is a really long code. So instead of trying to highlight the whole thing, I'm just going to select Command A on my Mac. If you have a PC, I'm guessing it's Control A. But what it does is it ends up selecting the entire code inside this code block. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Left, center, right caret, and then paste the code. And there you go. Now it's reading correctly, but I'm looking in the wrong direction. So probably I'm going to change this. It's okay to make mistakes when you're recording tutorials for people because they are real. And they provide an opportunity to show people what to do when they screw up. Okay, so here I am on my custom domain page for this form. This is the link that I'm including right here. So when somebody clicks here, they're going to be brought to that custom domain. Okay, now I'm not changing the custom domain, and I'm going to refresh this. And you can see that it's fixed. So while you do need to re-embed the form, if you make a change to it, you don't need to change the URL. Okay, now if you want to take this a step further and tag people who subscribe to this form, I'll show you how to do that. You're going to go up to Grow and Subscribers, scroll down and select Create a Tag, and then give your tag a name and click Save. So that is helpful because that will help identify your subscribers who were interested in a marketing assessment. And that might come in handy in the future if you decide to create a campaign targeting people who are interested in the marketing assessment. And there you have it, guys. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, or maybe even share this with someone who you think could use a little help. And good luck with your email campaign.